his name is Alex Gredling, and we're back. This is crunch time this is news for the week of February 14th, 2011. Wow, I'm all sorts of screwed up right now. First story.
You are not used to starting off with Mario sounds.
I am not used to starting off with Mario sounds. First story, Mortal Kombat Rebirth web series is now shooting. Do you remember that there was this amazing fan-created trailer? Well, not even trailer, sort of like the first episode to this web series. And it was amazing. It blew us away, and now, you know, we heard later on that maybe that they were going to actually pay this director to continue the series as a web-only thing, and it's now shooting.
Which is very cool. And it's cool that Jerry Ryan and Michael, do you say Jay or Jai?
I'd say Jay.
Jay White, Michael J. White, that they're both reprising their roles as Sonya and Jax, as seen in this, which is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Pretty cool. I'm really interested to see what they're doing with this, because this was a really cool, unique take on Mortal Kombat.
I am not a huge fighting game fan, and I don't really have a huge connection to these characters, but this video was awesome.
Yeah, really well done.
Yeah, it was incredibly well done. The acting's really good, and they play it straight. It's kind of like the Batman Begins of I guess fighting game movies, you know?
Right.
Where you don't have the ridiculous. Oh yeah, like there's gross stuff like that. I forgot about that. Like Reptile, I guess, is the one that they profiled in the original one, right?
Right.
And so Reptile was actually what are those babies called? There's a name for those. Oh, Harlequin babies. That's what those awful pictures are. Unfortunately, that's an awful disease. But anyway, he was a Harlequin baby who grew up to then eat. He then grew up to eat people or something. I don't know. So that was Reptile's backstory. So that was what this video was. But I guess in the future they're going to be doing backstories for a bunch of different characters, and they're sort of like they have to put together the fighting squad. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out. We haven't seen it yet, Alex. I don't know. You know?
I do not know.
Exactly. And it's the unknown that is so interesting here, I think. Okay, let's go.
How poignant of you.
I know. I thought it was pretty poignant. Next up, Activision dissolves the Guitar Hero unit. True Crime was also canned. So this was kind of a big shakeup where Guitar Hero, the entire brand, at least it's on hold for 2011. No new games. We'll see what happens if it comes back or not, but they dissolved the entire unit with regards to selling and creating the game. They laid off 500 people.
Yeah. People seem to kind of preemptively mourning Guitar Hero's death, because it doesn't seem like they're necessarily killing Guitar Hero.
No, actually, I think they're doing what they should have done, which is take a year's break.
Exactly.
It's not like they don't the will to keep putting them out as a yearly franchise and like an annualized franchise is like we've gotten results like Warriors of Rock, and I didn't like Warriors of Rock, and Alex didn't think it was the best Guitar Hero. Like it hasn't worked for that franchise, and because it's so expensive to create the music games as far as licensing goes.
Right.
It's just people aren't buying them anymore because they flooded the market, and this is what happens. So you know what? Honestly, I think good on Activision. It's unfortunate that a lot of people lost their jobs, but Activision did say that they will be rehiring back around 500 people to other projects that are now their mainstays. Like actually, Blizzard's next gen MMO team are going to be getting a big influx of people in addition to the Call of Duty franchise.
Right, and they're forming. Are we talking about the same thing with that Beachhead?
Yeah,
studio that they're forming.
Yeah, so Beachhead's how do they describe it? Like their online content, and they were very vague with what they were going to do with Beachhead, but it is a Call of Duty.
It almost seems akin to how you can track your stats in Reach and other first-person shooters online. And right now, there's no sort of connectivity like that for the Call of Duty franchise, and so. Seems like it might be an effort to beef that online presence up, which would be cool. I mean, it makes sense. That game is such a hardcore following, and a lot of that has to deal with stats and kill death and all that. So,
and it also makes sense that they are taking a pause on Guitar Hero. So, you know, and True Crime. True Crime was actually in development by the studio that did Mod Nation Racers.
Yeah. I don't know. So, I was kind of surprised that they were making a True Crime sequel, because it didn't seem like the first one was particularly well received. But I They're making a prototype sequel too.
There you go.
It's also not well received. So
this next story is awesome. Double Fine is developing a Sesame Street game for Kinect.
Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, I love Double Fine, and I love their game playing stacking right now. You know, I honestly, I'm sure there are other studios that could pull off a Sesame Street game, but I love that Double Fine is doing it.
Yeah, well, I think that they do humor so well in games that if anyone was capable of making a Sesame Street game that appeals simultaneously to adults and children, that it would be them.
Do you think you can actually tickle Elmo virtually?
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Maybe, is this the killer piece of software that the Kinect needs?
Maybe for kids.
Yeah,
because that's something that'll get adults to get it too. Because Sesame Street's been around forever, so.
Right, yeah. Because this is like, I mean, there's Kinectimals which kids want, and parents would get a Kinect for their kids. But Sesame Street is like such a long-term established brand that's going to bring a whole nother, I think it might even be a younger audience than Kinectimals was aiming for.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or the same.
And I kind of want to see what they do with it. Like, what do? Do you learn how to, like, you know, use your numbers and stuff like that? Like, it'd be kind of cool. Like, I don't know. I feel like that whole thing would be really awesome. Is it downloadable? Is it disc-based? We don't really know yet, but there's going to be a Sesame Street game for Kinect, and that is very cool. This has been leaked forever. This is not a new story. It's fun. We just have a name for it now. The Sony Xperia Play has officially been announced, which is the PlayStation phone we've heard about forever. It actually is just an Xperia phone with dedicated hardware for game playing that supports the PlayStation Suite, which will be hitting for Android. So it's an optimized, like, showcase for the PlayStation Suite.
Yes.
So, you know what? Cool. I mean, I don't...
Yeah, it's like, what do you say about? We've known about this for months now.
Yeah, it exists. Hooray!
Yeah.
I mean,
it is cool to see how they're handling. I guess those are dual sticks in the middle, or dual pads.
Yeah, it's touch dual pads.
That seems like a pretty cool solution for a phone. I can dig that. And then you saw there the shoulder buttons on there. It's pretty cool. I think that's cool.
I think it's cool too. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's cool. I also think that there might be some other devices that have dedicated gaming support soon. It's cool that Sony is putting that out there to really support the PlayStation Suite. I'm hoping that it delivers and that it's as cool as it looks. I don't know. It's kind of just, for me though, it kind of just seems like a normal phone that they put a gamepad on.
Right.
And I don't know. I guess it could be cool. I kind of want to get hands-on with it, you know? Because those touchpads... It seems like it'd just be like, oh, you don't want to smudge the screen, so we put virtual touchpads on the bottom. It doesn't have the same feedback like the NGP sticks that they're gonna be. But who knows? Whatever. It's a phone. It's cool. It's cool. It is cool that they are doing the PlayStation Suite and all that stuff. So that I'm excited for. Halo Combat Evolved remake coming this holiday. So we reported on this rumor, and now it's official.
Is it official? I still don't feel like it's official. I think it's just a rumor backed by
sources.
More rumors. More sources. Yeah.
Okay.
So it sounds like I still don't know whether it's going to be a downloadable or disc-based release. Apparently, it's, according to this more established rumor, it won't be using the Halo Reach engine, and it will not be developed by 343.
That I've also heard, yeah.
That seems weird, doesn't it? Like, it seems like, okay, so now that Bungie is no longer doing Halos, you need to immediately establish that whoever is taking over the brand, 343, can deliver on Halo. Well,
I think 343 is somehow they're tied to it in that I think they're overseeing the higher level of development. In fact, like, they're just making sure it gets done, and that the other studio that's actually working on it, which I'm not sure which studio it is getting it done right. I think 343, I know they've been building a whole new engine, so you know, it is weird they aren't using Halo. I'm not this is a very strange project right here. I want to see footage, and I want to understand what's actually happening. I think we'll get more info at E3. I don't think
that seems like it would be a place to reveal this.
I do not think we're gonna get info at GDC.
Right.
But yeah, it should be exciting. I kind of want a downloadable myself. Just makes it easier in my eyes, and it feels like that you can already download Halo 1 as Xbox Original. I've already bought it, Halo 1 on Xbox Original, so you know, whatever. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Valve is more profitable per employee than Apple or Google. This is insane. They have 250 employees right now.
Yeah, and this is due in large part to Steam, which they recently announced it's estimated that it controls 70% of the PC downloadable market.
Yep.
Damn. That's a pretty big number.
That's a big
percentage
pile of money that they're sitting on right there with that game, or with Steam. Yeah, that platform has done incredibly well for them. And you know what? Hats off to them, because Steam really did it first.
Right.
And they did it. They're still doing it the best, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think so. They really built up the community around Steam, and yeah, it just kind of seems like the go-to place. I'm getting distracted by watching this Portal 2.
Yeah, I picked a really good piece of Portal 2 footage.
I want to play Portal 2.
I am super psyched for Portal 2. And this right here, actually, the fluid, the new fluid system, and like, oh man, I'm so freaking excited. I'm ready to give them more money so that they can be more profitable. There you go. Bizarre Creations has unfortunately been shuttered. So now, remember, they had a month ultimatum to decide whether or not they were going to, whether or not they could be purchased. So basically, they were trying to be bought in the month period of time, and nobody wanted to buy them, unfortunately. So Bizarre Creations is no more. So the studio that brought us one of our favorite games last year, Blur, and one of our least favorite games last year, James Bond Bloodstone, is unfortunately no more, and that's really sad.
That is sad. This is another Activision-related issue as well. A lot of people losing their jobs over there at Activision, who is posting profits, big profits, and closing down everyone at the same time.
Some of the people that they interviewed at Bizarre were saying that a lot of it was actually the studio's fault, in that it was mismanagement, and that Blur was impossible to market. Like, who are they marketing the game to? Which was true, which is why it didn't sell. And that James Bond, they wanted to do a Naughty Dog-like game, an Uncharted-like James Bond game in half the time. And so it didn't come out great. And that's unfortunate. I feel like, if they hadn't bit off more than they could chew for the time that they had to make the game, But it's all management, and it really is unfortunate. I love Bizarre. So, let's move on. Next story, Diablo 3, probably not coming in 2011.
God! This means I have to waste so much more time playing other games while I'm waiting for Diablo 3 to come out. This is horrible news.
All those other games, Alex. This is going to be a good year for games. There's a lot of great games coming out this year.
Well, but see, here's the thing. This came about in this in the Activision, I don't know, their financial report thing.
We rushed too, because we're at 14 minutes.
Oh!
Go, Alex, go!
Okay, well, this came out, but Blizzard has come out and said that they have not announced when they're going to release it, and to be on the safe side, they said don't count on it for 2011, but it still might come out.
These are screenshots for a new zombie open world game. I hope you enjoy. Please look at them.